Yo, what is going on? This is your boy, ThatGuyFace with Face the Music Media. We are back again for another episode of How I Synth. In this video, we got Softube's new Model 82 Sequencing Mono Synth. That name is kind of crazy. Anyway, let's get into it. Oh yeah. Oh my. Oh yeah. Face the music. So, Model 82 Sequencing Mono Synth is based off the Roland SH101. This is a mono synth, like it says in the name of the synth, which I think, man, it's kind of whack, man. Give us the option to do mono or poly, you know what I mean? Like, it's a plugin, for Christ's sake. Like, if we want to use it as a mono synth, we'll put it in mono mode. So most synths out there, even the ones that emulate mono synths, are polyphonic. Anyway, that's one thing that I'm not particularly a fan of with the synth, but it does sound good, so let's jump on into it. But before we get into that, subscribe to the channel if you have not already subscribed to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video, and go ahead, thumbs up the video, man, and share the video. It does go a long way, and it does help with the YouTube algorithm, so we really would appreciate if you would do that for us. Also, make sure you go to realloops.com to cop our very first preset pack. It's called Sweet Fusion. Sweet Fusion is loaded with over 200 presets for a host of Cherry Audio's synthesizers, so you definitely want to go check that out. realloops.com. The link will be in the description. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into it. So this synthesizer is extremely simple, which is one thing I love about the synth. It's very limited, but it sounds amazing. So, you know, you have your modulator section here, which is the LFO, basically. You have your VCO here. With the VCO, you have your mod section here, which is going to modulate the pitch of the oscillator. You can choose your range or octaves. And then here you can adjust the pulse width modulation. You can set it to LFO, manual, or use the envelope to control the pulse width. Then you have your source mixer section here. You have your square wave, you have your sawtooth, and your sub oscillator. And for the sub oscillator, you can choose the octaves that you want here. And then we have our noise oscillator. Next, we have our filter section. Frequency, resonance, envelope modulation, LFO modulation here, and then the keyboard modulation. So if you want to resonate the filter and make the filter play notes based on the pitch, you can do that with this. Then you have your envelope section here, attack, decay, sustain, release, of course. And next you have your pitch section here, where you can tune the synthesizer, choose the octaves here, and you can control the portamento. You have your sequencer section here, where you can do step sequences. Arpeggio section, key section here. So if you want to hold a note out, you would click on hold. And then transpose. You have your VCA section here, so you can have the amplifier envelope controlled by the envelope here, or you can set it to gate. Then you have your output section here, so it's going to have your volume, drive distortion here, and then a doubling effect, which is like a chorus effect. Last, you have your control section here, where you can control the pitch bend. So you can use the pitch bend to control the oscillator's pitch, the filter frequency, or the LFO rate here when you hit this trigger button. All right, you already know the first thing I love to do is to test out the oscillator. We don't have two oscillators here, so I can't do the detune trick that I love to do. But what you can do if you want, because the whole purpose of detuning the synths is to get some movement. So I love to get that movement when you detune. That way it doesn't sound like just a plain old static sound. It kind of gives it some width and some life. So to kind of emulate that, you can use this doubling feature here and slightly boost it. So let's take a listen. And we'll slowly boost that. So as you can see, I only had it on 0.05. That's why it's slightly moving just a little bit. So I love that. It sounds really good. And of course you can boost this doubling up high if you want to like spread the sound out. So let's take a listen. I love how inconsistent that is. It's not like the same movement over and over again. I love that. So let's go ahead and listen to the square wave. I'm going to turn down the sawtooth. Go ahead and turn that doubling off. And so what I'm going to do is sweep through the pulse width modulation and see what it sounds like. So it's already set to manual, so we're good there. Let's take a listen. Nice. So let's go ahead and turn on the modulation. And let's set it to, we'll keep it on 4 bars here. Set this to LFO, and then let's go ahead and take a listen. Beautiful. I love that. This synth sounds really thick. I'm not even going to lie. Like, it sounds very aggressive. I love it. So let's go ahead and add the sub oscillator to that. I'm just going to add just a little bit. I'm going to add in the sawtooth as well, and just a touch of noise. Let's see what it sounds like. Beautiful. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and play my chord progression that I have in the background. Let's fool around with the envelope and see what we can get out of the envelope. So let's go ahead and activate the arpeggio, and I'm going to set it to up, and let's see what that sounds like. So I'm going to go ahead and take that octave up a couple of times. Let's see what it sounds like again. Beautiful. I'm loving that. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit of portamento here. Turn that on. Let's see what that sounds like. Beautiful. Love that. Okay, so I think I'm going to take the octave up one more time here. Let's go ahead and mess with the effects and see what we can come up with. Beautiful. I love that. Okay, so I want to go ahead and mess with some of the LFO modulation. So I'm going to go ahead and speed the LFO up a little bit. Let's go to 1/8. Let's go ahead and see what that sounds like. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so I have my effects chain down here. And so I have the Softube Tape Echo, I have the Softube Dirty Tape, and I have the Softube Drummer S73. So the Tape Echo is literally set to 1% on the dry wet, and it's just a basic quarter note delay. It's got some dirt and drive on the delay as well. Feedback is fairly low. It's got some reverb. We have the dirty tape, which is basically just darkening it up and making it slightly wobble a little bit. Then we have the Drummer S73, which is adding a little bit of air and compression slightly to the top end. And so it's set to 60% on the amount of compression. And then the dry wet of the overall is about 75%. So let's go ahead and take a listen to that and see what it sounds like. Beautiful. I love that. Yo, that's the end of this video, man. Let me know what you think about the Model 82 Sequencing Mono Synth. Anyway, I think it sounds amazing. It has a really nice, thick, rich sound. I wish we could do polyphonic with the synthesizer, but I do understand it is a mono synth, but let us choose. Anyway, other than that, I think it's great. I do like the Roland SH101. I've had a lot of experience with the Roland SH101 plugin, and I love that plugin. And this one, I can't lie, it's up there. It's up there. I don't know which one is better, but this one sounds really nice and thick and aggressive. I love how aggressive it sounds. Like, you can get this thing to sound really mean. But let me know what you think. Go ahead and drop a comment below. Again, this is ThatGuyFace with Facey Music Media. Go ahead and hit this video with a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed already. Also, make sure you go to realloops.com to cop Sweet Fusion preset pack. Over 200 presets for Cherry Audio synthesizers, so you definitely want to go check that out. But anyway, man, this is ThatGuyFace, Facey Music Media. We out of here.